car, they always tripping. We do this every day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Damn Podcast. Today we have a special guest. His name is Luis Chacon. Give him a round of applause. How's it going, man?
You. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for pulling up, man.
Appreciate you guys. Good, and yourself?
Good, man.
Good.
So let's talk about it, man. What do you do?
Well, obviously.
What brings you here today? Only special people come here.
No, I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here, first of all. And I'm a tattoo artist, guys. So, been tattooing it since 2011. What is that, like 13 years, going on 14 in February. So, damn. Thanks to the man above and my family for the support. You know?
That's awesome, man. When did you start tattooing?
In 2011. So,
like what age what grade were you? Or were you out of school already?
I was actually already graduated from school, but I was already scratching people, you know what I mean? Like in the kitchen.
So you never tattooed before that at all?
No.
You started tattooing after high school?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So it's kind of interesting, like the way I kind of got started tattooing. I used to be in a band.
In a band?
Yeah, here in Lindsay.
Like what kind of band? Like jazz or what?
No, like heavy metal, dude.
Oh, we got an emo.
Yeah.
Were you emo or?
It was like some emo stuff. Nah. It was like hardcore metal.
Okay, heavy metal.
Yeah, there was like a band in town in Lindsay, A Sudden Tragedy.
Oh, okay.
The homie Ruben and Rigo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were pretty big.
Yeah.
They did their thing, huh?
Yeah, they had some badass gear. Like the music was tight. I just liked the scene. Like people out there were like sleeved up in the bands, you know.
And how old were you when you went to your first little gig?
The first gig, I mean, I wasn't introduced to that scene until I got to Lindsay.
And
That's
when
crazy.
All right, so now we're gonna have to go back.
Yeah,
bro. Like, where were you
yeah.
born? First of all, we'll get back to that.
So I was born in Washington, Othello, Washington. My parents went out there to work in the fields. You know.
And what work is out there?
So picking the apples, I believe, in
Apples?
Othello, Washington.
Oh, dang.
So I guess we had some like close relatives nearby that were renting a trailer, so they gave us a room.
So straight from Mexico to there?
Yeah.
Okay, to Washington.
So le chingaron duro. Like my parents, like dude, they busted their ass to get to where they're at. But
how many siblings are you guys?
It's just me and my brother, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so they kept it pretty small, and then we moved to the Bay Area.
How long were you in Washington?
They said that we were there for like a year or under.
Oh, so you don't remember it?
It was like seasonal because they had just finished crossing the border. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So my mom was already pregnant crossing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pregnant with you?
Yeah.
Pregnant with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were made on that side, but you were...
I never got the details of how she crossed, but yeah, I guess apparently they crossed and they were successful and they kept driving. I believe it was like a old, like Ford Pinto, like you know what I mean? Que estaba tirando humo, dicen like that.
No, but how did they get a car on this side?
No, they drove it from what is it called? Like across the border and shit.
Nah,
I guess somebody drove it and then somebody crossed them over, and then they met them over the cerro, and then they gave them that car.
What?
Yeah.
With the plates from over there and everything?
Well, no, it had California plates.
Oh, okay.
But they had crossed it from over there here, and then made it look like,
Oh, like they were just coming. Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
So then you moved to the Bay Area, where at?
Yeah, so Richmond, California. Yeah, it was pretty cutthroat, like.
How long were you, like, you remember?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I remember it vividly. Like, we moved to Richmond. It was like, you know, that's ultimate, like,
That's the hood, huh?
time.
That's the hood?
Yeah.
You lived in the hood?
Yeah.
Projects or, like, apartments?
In a two apartment complex. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Super tight, super small. Parking was impossible. People parking on the grass, you know, in the apartments. So it was kind of like sketchy drive-bys.
Really?
Yeah, gang fights over the hood, north, south, all whatever. I'm not here gang banging, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was.
So
just,
like, tell me a crazy experience that you seen, like a fight or something that when you first found out, like, oh damn. Like,
I think personally, when we used to skateboard a lot out there.
Okay.
So we would skate like different schools, and you'll see like. Young teenagers, like 13-year-olds, like busting out guns already and starting to shoot other like other kid for wearing a certain color.
And what were you guys doing? Just off to the side? You literally see us?
Yeah, and we started running. They looked at us, and we would just run, dude, run. Because we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want no smoke? Trying to skate.
Yeah, and we kind of knew the school, so we knew we were kind of like jump over and cross. So we were small back then and healthy.
But was this like after school when everybody was gone already and you guys just go skate, or was it during school?
No, after school, or it would be like a Sunday or Saturday or something, you know what I mean?
And there's just so much people out there. There's always people everywhere.
Yeah, I remember Richmond High, and if you look it up on Google or something on Richmond High, they actually closed the school, and they were thinking of permanently closing it.
Damn.
Yeah, because they would come and drive by whenever the school was out. And all the kids were out there in the front, you know. I think that was like super crazy.
Damn.
Especially being a parent or, you know, anybody, like, just to think like, damn, there might be a drive-by today. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, I don't even know what that would feel like. We're from a small town, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, when you were there, how long were you there?
So pretty much I was born, that's Richmond is all I remember. And then I was like 10 years old, and then we moved to San Pedro.
Where's that?
San Pedro is right next to Richmond.
Oh, same, different ghetto?
But it's
same
like,
area, different ghetto?
Yeah, I don't want to compare cities or offend anybody, but it's like, yeah. It's like before you get to the hill or Lindsay, you know what I mean?
Okay. It's like I live in Stratham.
Oh, pretty much. Oh, shit. Never mind. But you know what I mean.
Okay, so you made it out the hood to another hood, and then how was it at the other hood?
It was good. It was smoother. I met like different race friends. Like I had an Asian friend, I had a Korean friend, and then otro Mexicano. You know what I mean?
Was it through skating?
Yeah, all skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
how'd you tell them apart?
Huh?
How'd you tell them apart?
How'd you know who was who?
Yeah, so I don't know. Skateboarding connected me with a bunch of people. I think like it was tight.
So at that point, were you drawing or anything?
Yeah, I would always draw. So this is the thing. In Richmond too, my cousin, Junior and Daniel, they would do a lot of graffiti. Yeah. Okay. They would do a lot of graffiti, like just right there in the backyard, dude. Like they wouldn't go and to my knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I got like interested the way they would do shit, you know, like just doing flares. Like to me, that's hard, you know. That hand control, the way they would just do it like fluently. I think that was cool, you know. So we would draw together letters, and we would start with letters. And I was interested in like cursive for some reason. I would always do cursive. And then, I feel like a lot of artistic background came because of my cousins too.
What was your favorite letter? Everybody always had a favorite letter.
Honestly, M.
Or word. Or M?
M.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's, my daughter's name's Mia. So,
okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Drawing her name is always fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I always practice it. You know what I mean?
So when did you start like trying to draw a portrait or something like that?
So I want to say 5 years and 5 years of messing up like on people in the hood, you know what I mean? So like okay, we kind of like went. So
yeah, I didn't know it was that far out.
We kind of pushed a little fast forward right now.
Yeah.
We moved from Richmond because my parents were working 2 jobs each. Okay. You know what I mean? It was kind of hard to live out there. Cost of living was crazy.
It still is.
Yeah, no. I remember 1-bedroom studio apartment in Pinot was like $2,700. Damn. I was just like, God damn. But where was I going with this? It pretty much like cost of living was high, so they sold their home. And my uncle Rodrigo, he lives in Plainview. And then we moved here to Plainview, near here.
What's the population and where you were at in Richmond area?
Dude, I couldn't tell you honestly.
A shitload,
a ton.
What about what's the population in Plainview?
Yeah, dude, Minimal.
Like what?
Yeah.
Because minimal to LA people is like 100,000.
I want to say probably like 800, 900, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the population.
Probably 1,000 if you count the undocumented.
5 streets. But honestly, that little town, I love it. I don't know.
Once you moved there,
Yeah.
how did it feel though? Were you tripping out?
Like, it was hard because you couldn't really skate there. You know?
There's no sidewalk or nothing.
Yeah, you couldn't really skate there, dude. So it was like, damn, what the heck do I do, you know? But we found the spot because they knocked down this store that used to be there in the corner where there's a gas station now. But before that, there was like a flat ground where we made a little rail and we were able to like hit it right there.
Oh, okay. You guys had a spot, yeah.
So it was pretty tight, you know. But,
And did you meet people there, or how did that work?
So one of the first people I met, one of my friends, Alex Corona. Yeah, we used to play Pokemon and trade Pokemon on the Game Boys.
Okay.
We used to do that. So I got into the Pokemon phase. You know what I mean?
How'd you meet him though?
Just happened to pass by. You know what I mean? Because I just passed by, and Plainview was kind of like if you don't know, they're pretty territorial out there. Like, oh, if they don't see a familiar face, they're gonna
they know everybody that lives there.
You, you know,
I've been there.
not in a disrespectful way, but it's just like they're protecting. You know,
So what did they tell you? What did they tell you? You remember?
Yeah. No, they're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, where you from? Like, and luckily there was this other guy. His name's Fernando. I had met him a couple hours before. Yeah. Fernando was actually dragging a boat on the water. It had just rained. And I was like, hey, dude, I'm going to the store. Yeah, let's go. So he happened to be there. As random as that sounds, that's what happened.
I can just picture a kid at the boat.
No, but we were like 10 years old, so he's like 4 years younger than me, so let's justify that. Was that 7 years old?
Yeah.
8 years old. So yeah.
So what happened when you were young then?
Yeah.
I was imagining like 14, 15, but...
Yeah.
So then you baited him in? You told him if you wanted to go to the store with you? Or
Yeah, let's go to the store.
And you were going to buy him something or what?
Yeah, I mean, if I could, you know.
Oh, you don't remember that?
I don't even know si tenía or what was the... I remember that corner store that used to be open there. It's closed now.
Oh, the one that's closed?
Yeah. There used to be like little maquinitas like Street Fighter.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it'd be right there kicking in and be like, all right, let's go buy a soda. And when they stop one, just pay him, you know? And then we continue to play it. It was a good time there. I met a lot of people there. Started kind of, getting into like the airbrushing, you know what I mean? So like one of my friends, Hernan, I don't know if you guys know Hernan Orozco, but he had a 350Z and he would always be doing crazy projects in his backyard, like welding stuff together. And then like airbrushing things to make like, I don't know, like chrome. I don't know, he'll make things chrome. I don't know, it's crazy, man. He was like a mad scientist making metals and shit.
Yeah. Like artistic, but like in a different way.
Yeah.
Not on paper.
Yeah. And I felt like whenever he got into the messing with the cars, like that's what I got interested in, like the import scene and stuff like that.
But what were you airbrushing then?
So the airbrushing, he would be doing like what is it called, like the quick lettering they do like at the, what is it called, like the
the shirts,
like on the shirts at the
like at the carnivals.
Crown. He'll be doing some nice crowns like that.
Bro, that's fire. Yeah.
And then he'll do like a nice star. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A little shine.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looked hella bright, and I was just like, damn, man, that shit was satisfying. You know, to watch. But I tried it, but it's just really hard, you know, like having that control. So like I never really like continued it after. I would just bullshit every time.
And he would let you come over and mess around?
Yeah.
That's cool though, huh?
So it was tight.
So you owe him a shout out.
Oh, see, Hernan Orozco, thank you for...
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
You were a stepping stone.
Abuelita de Gama.
And then after that, what'd you do from Plainview?
So...
Wait, hold on. This is another thing I want to know. Mm-hmm. How was the school transition from the school over there to the school over here?
So... a lot cleaner, I would say. Like as far as like in Richmond, there was a lot of fights like every day.
Every day?
Every single day. Every single day. Like the cops were there. Like you would have to, like on Helms Middle School, you would have to go through metal detectors, and then dude, it's crazy.
To get into your school?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then like the cops would just be looking at you and seeing if there's anything weird, you know.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
So
bro.
it was kind of like, and then you come here and it's like, oh, everybody's cool, you know, and everybody's like respectful. Everybody's like,
You're like,
I
where's
don't
the
know.
metal detectors?
Not saying that there isn't disrespectful people here, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Basically, it was a nicer establishment. Right?
Yeah, I mean, for me.
Yeah. Instead of more chaotic, more like...
fast paced, because like I feel like you kind of have to watch your back, and that's everywhere. But you know, over there it's like it could happen at any moment randomly. Like
they won't even know you were target. It's just where you the area you're walking through or something like that. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So.
And then after that, what was your next spot from Plainview, or how'd you?
Plainview, it's crazy because when you know skating wasn't really a thing. I picked up music through a band because I would listen to a lot of metal bands, and we started a band here with one of my good friends, Jesse Lupian.
Oh, okay, Jesse.
Lupian. So
shout out Jesse. Man.
Yeah, shout out Jesse Lupian. He was a guitar player. So
he was a wrestler. Huh?
Yeah. And then his brother H. Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. You'd have people that were into, like, you know, these guys are into trucks. You see their trucks in the parking lot. These guys are into, you know, basketball. Those are the jockeys right there, the football players. And then you look at those guys, and then it's like, those fools are wearing, like, Triple H shirts. Like, we're all in high school and fucking, you know? And then, like, you know, these fools are posting videos, like, fucking breaking each other on tables. Like, that was their goal, you know? I would always trip out on those guys, those two brothers. Yeah. And the one with long hair would always jump on the other one. Oh, you know? It's like...
You doing, like, hand gestures before
yeah, they were real about it, bro. Dude. It made me respect wrestling, the culture. I was like, oh, damn. There's a culture behind everything.
Yeah. Nah, they took that shit seriously.
And did you ever wrestle with them or no?
Fuck no.
Don't lie, bro.
I didn't fuck around. Nah, I think whenever I met them, their phase was already like kind of like...
Oh, dying down?
Yeah, on that.
Okay.
Like, I remember Jesse got more into skating, and then we started a band. You know what I mean?
Well, those other guys inspired you to start the band, or you guys were just like, let's just...
No. Me and Jesse were just like, hey, let's just start a band.
But you played something already, or no?
No, this was our first, first everything. I remember I'd be in my room practicing, like, the guitar. You know what I mean? I did little riffs here and there, trying to copy other bands and trying to, like, make something. But that shit didn't work.
So you were supposed to be the guitar guy, and what was he supposed to do?
Vocals.
Oh, so it was just a two-man group, or what?
No, we had...
You need drums
Jesse,
and rock, no?
Fernando Moreno, like, he was the drummer, and that's the guy that was with me when I met Alex.
Oh, okay.
You know, with the boat?
Yeah, with the boat.
Yeah.
Damn. Daniel Cervantes, the skater with long hair. Like,
oh, yeah? Shout out Daniel. That was hella cool.
Yeah, like, he was the bass player.
Did you ever eat Daniel Cervantes' mom's pizza bagels?
Oh, yeah, so the pizza bread.
Yeah, this guy
pizza bread. Yeah, so Daniel Cervantes knows the
anybody who knows him
and
been around him knows the pizza bagels that his mom makes.
Yeah, open the cabinet. You already knew what was coming.
That's crazy. I've known them since they were little too.
But you didn't know the pizza bagels?
I've never had them, dude.
No, you never been that close, bro.
Dude, well, that's the thing. I've known them since they were little, dude. Like diapers, like babies.
But that family was cool because there was a rail outside. Like, that family was supportive. We would all be skating, and they would make ramps to dad, or I don't know who. But there was rails and everything, huh?
Yeah, the dad was supportive. No, for sure. And then even the little brother, bro, I trip out is... The Jeopardy would be going on the TV. Okay. He'd be guessing everything already. Like, you know what I mean? Like the word and shit. Like,
who's their little brother?
I want to say Terry. I want to say his name's Terry.
So there's a younger one than that?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah,
super
smart
kid.
Yeah,
they have a sister. Their sister's my age. That's why I know.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so then he was the drummer?
No, he was a bass player. What's
Okay.
his name? Daniel was.
So it was you three,
Yeah.
and then what would you guys practice or what?
So we would practice at Daniel's house. He'd have a little
See?
shed back there, and then we'd all cram up in a room smaller than I want to say.
Like a 10 by 10.
Don't put our room size on blast here.
I want to say like the Starbucks bathroom, half of that.
Oh, man.
No! The drummer just had one drum? He was
Yeah,
like...
right in the corner, the amps would be like right here stacked. I remember, and then we'd be like this, and then one guitar would be like this, and then Jesse right
Just
there
like facing each other.
Yeah. Dude, it was
He's not trying to rock out, but he can't move.
No, sometimes
torture.
like people would come watch us practice in there.
Holy shit.
Dude, so it was like it would get hot, 110 degree weather.
You guys are
outside.
like you didn't go down.
Yeah,
But it's tight. Like, kind of fast forwarding a little bit, I want to say that's how I met Rigo and Ruben, watching them play, and then getting inspired to write new music.
So how did they find out that you guys were doing it?
So we did a show.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
So we did a show in McDermott.
Okay.
It was inside by the basketball courts. They had 2 stages, I think, and then there was a bunch of bands that day. I think like 40, 50 bands.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a 1-day event, but it started hella early, and then,
Like a little festival then?
yeah.
Oh, clean.
So it was pretty tight. I remember not every band got to play, so that was a bummer.
Oh,
You know what I
dang.
mean?
But you guys got in there?
Yeah, we were like one of the first ones. We were like the beginner.
Was there people there already?
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. Like I want to say, who knows, like 200, 300 heads.
And what did you guys practice the same song, same set, or how did that go?
Yeah, we would practice, and then once we got like heard by one of our friends, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys should play a show." I was like, "All right, let's do it." And we played a show, and it was cool. But now I backtrack it, and I'm just like, "Damn, what did I write?" You know?
Well, you wrote those songs?
Yeah, I wrote some.
You were the
of those songs.
songwriter too?
I was a guitar player.
And you wrote songs too?
Yeah, I wrote some songs, and then
Do you remember?
How is it?
I remember some of them, but I remember the most recent band I was in was Vicious.
Vicious.
With Rigo and Ruben.
Clean.
Yeah, I was the drummer for that band.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I
That's
wrote the beginning part of the drums, but after
So,
that,
you wrote the drums?
yeah, the
Or
drum
what?
parts.
When you say you wrote, is that like lyrics or guitar?
No,
like
the drum parts. The drum parts only for the songs.
So you made pretty much the base of the song? Like that,
Pretty much,
like,
yeah.
And then people guitar off that and then piggyback off that? Or what?
I never got to rhythm until I heard Rigo. You know what I mean? Because Rigo would be on guitar, and you know what I mean. He'll start something, and I'm like, "Damn, that would sound dope like this," and we'll just start jamming, bro. You know what I mean? That sounds good. Hey, what if we throw this after this breakdown?
Yeah, because
What
you're
if we
making the
speed
beat
it
from
up?
scratch, basically.
Yeah.
That's fire.
What if we do a blast beat here, or what if we do like a quick build up, like a
Yeah,
like
just throw shit out there.
yeah, kind of like set a different mood, like, and then fat breakdown just to kind of like in your face.
Yeah.
You know, you want everybody swinging in the crowd. You know what I mean?
So like the songs, Jesse would write them, the vocals?
So Jesse would write the vocals, correct?
Okay,
And then I
so
would be the guitar player, and then
but at this point, is there any recording like, hey, we're going and we're gonna record the beat and then you write to it, or is it like playback every time? How is it?
No. So the way that works is like once we get the set down, I recorded myself with a video camera, like all of us, like together playing, and kind of try to get a good sound out of the camera to kind of backtrack to see
And
what
you
the
use that?
song needs, you know. I would get the chip and put it on the USB, export it, write it on the CD, and play it in the car. Like I would do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so I could hear it. And I'm like, okay, le falta un poquito más bass. All right, write the CD again, and then boom.
Dang.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's how you were editing your
yeah,
music?
yeah, at that time, I was doing that, you know? And then what was I using? It was like a WAV. That was the program.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Yeah, because that's like a form of sound, right? Wave
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
So then, after you did your first show, but how was the crowd's reaction like when you guys performed?
It was cool.
They're
Like
feeling it?
there was a lot of people like dancing and stuff, but like it was like okay, cool. It was like they sound cool, but it's like okay, we're ready for the top dog.
Yeah.
You know.
But when they dance, like how does dancing go when you rock?
So in hardcore, it's crazy because it's like I don't know. Once you feel like that breakdown, like those dun dun, you know what I mean?
It's coming.
It's like you're kind of swinging backwards. People are roundhouse kicking in there, kind of feeling the music. You know what I mean? Going to the rhythm. What was big in Lindsay was like the two-step. You know, the Lindsay two-step.
How was that?
Yeah.
You have a little two-step?
Nah, I don't get that.
No, you not.
I just had a back injury, so I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty much like you know what I mean. It's pretty dope. Like insert clip right here.
Yeah, insert clip.
Nah,
that's cool, man.
It was tight. Like just watching that, meeting Rigo, Ruben, they were tattooing while being in the band.
Okay, and that's where you got introduced to tattooing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting to the tattoo part.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you lived your whole life without ever tattooing or even. Well, like you said, you didn't really draw either, right?
No, I would always draw.
Oh, always draw. Always. Like detailed images or just, you said letters?
Yeah, I started with a lot of letters, like a lot of like calligraphy, like not calligraphy, that's the
cursive?
wrong term. Yeah, cursive. And I would always try to add more swirls, And then I started getting more simple because I felt like a lot of the swirls were a little too excess. And then my mom would take us to the laundromat a lot, and that was out there outside of the laundromat. There was somebody drawing caricatures. Is that how you say it? Caricatures?
What is it?
The small body people with the big head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They draw them kind of funny.
Yeah, like when you're walking down the boardwalk or something,
yeah.
they draw someone with big old teeth.
Yeah, so like he'd be out there drawing people right next to the store too. There was a laundromat, and he'd be right in between. And he'd be drawing people, and then he drew me one time. It was tight. He gave it to me. I don't know
for free?
Yeah, he just shot it to me. There was nobody there. And then I don't know what happened. He stopped coming. There was a dollar store right next to it. I got a notepad, and I was just right there drawing. My mom would say, "Hey, draw that flower that's right there outside. That one right there. Draw." So she would kind of test me, you know. Draw the Virgen. Look.
Pretty much keeping you occupied, but teaching you.
Yeah. So
instead of grab the iPad and go watch that, pretty much, hey, draw this.
There was no iPad.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the modern way of now.
Yeah.
You know?
Early 90s.
Yeah.
No iPads, no nothing. I think there was pagers there. You know what I mean?
Grab the pager and dial fucking the 3 numbers. And then and then what happened from there? You started drawing actual things then.
Yeah, started just actually I got really big. I didn't go straight into realism, to be honest. I was really big into drawing like anime, Pokemon, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Big, like for me to draw was like Goten and then Cell.
Oh, okay, those are the characters.
Yeah, and then try to attempt to do graffiti. You know what I mean?
Like behind him? Or?
Yeah, because I didn't come from a graffiti background. I just seen it. You know what I mean? But I was interested in doing the letters behind the Goku or the Cell.
That's why. Yeah.
I would draw them on backpacks at school. I think that was cool.
With markers?
I mean? Yeah, but I would do a lot of cursive on backpacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Or do like letters, like so you know how people do the envelopes? I would draw the names for like Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Will you charge or what?
Sometimes not.
At that point, you were just happy that you were.
Yeah, it was just fun.
There,
you know, it was just fun. I didn't really treat it like a business like that at school. You know.
Oh, okay. You were just doing what you like.
When it became excessive or too much people, then I was like, all right, cool. You know,
start taxing for the feature.
I was like, I need some feria too. We didn't grow up that much, you know.
They're lining up. Yeah.
New pens, some new markers.
Yeah. It was
So, like, when did you start doing the realism then? Because you said you started with different.
Yeah. I pretty much, once I, let's say, decided to get an apprenticeship, my first chance was right there in Ink Street Tattoo in Porterville.
Okay, so this is already so let's just
it has
go back.
to do with it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, it has to do with that.
Yeah.
Like that with the first, but it's not like when you first tattooed it.
Yeah.
Like your first portrait wasn't until years after you tattooed.
Right, but
So
it's
when you
'cause
first
he would do portraits.
Yeah. So you basically piggybacked off of him.
Yeah.
But like when you were in the band and you seen these other guys tattooing,
Mm-hmm.
like it got you into wanting to tattoo, or you were just
actually Rico started tattooing me.
Oh really?
And I still have his sleeve right here.
When's he gonna finish it?
He's actually getting back into it. I gave him a machine.
How long has it been?
I just tattooed him about a little under a year ago.
No, since he did this.
Oh, man, this was like over 10 years ago.
So were you like a practice dummy, or were these guys good?
No. I think that's sick, bro. Still.
No, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I think this
guy
is
was
sick. Like, look at like the owl.
But he was already tattooing for a while when you met him.
A little under a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was cool.
Yeah,
I think that's tight. You know, he was learning his lines pretty good. His shading, some of the soft shading still in there. I mean, it's tight.
So when he tattooed you, like, did he give you your first tattoo, or when did you get your first tattoo?
Every tattoo here, I pretty much drew and took it to Rigo.
Yeah, that makes it more.
Rigo will vouch for that.
That's fire.
Yeah, so I would draw the owl. It's like a protector at night. We threw vintage.
Did he do your first tattoo on you, though?
Yeah, which is, I'll show you right now.
Yeah, let's see it, bro.
I'll show you.
Oh, but you didn't want to do the two-step, huh?
I'll see you.
While you're up.
So my first one was the Chacon in graffiti. You know what I mean? This is how I would draw my graffiti.
So you drew that?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's there.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you put the spider on there too?
No. This was later on.
Oh, okay.
But the 510 is from where I'm from, Richmond.
Okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? And then I did a rose, just because I liked roses at the time. Just one Dia de los Muertos.
So he did all this?
Yeah, and then except this Craft. Shout out to Craft.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Tattoo 6. Shout out to Mr. Tattoo 6. Yeah, and then Rigo did all that. And then I did my hand. And then I did my fingers.
And what does that mean on the fingers?
SR20 is these are all
trunk, isn't it? Like a
no, these are all engine swaps I've done on my cars.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like imports. So this is a SR20. So this is a Sylvia red top motor that I swapped. Oh.
There you go.
So this one, this one's a Sylvia red top motor, and then this is VQ35. That's a 350Z motor.
And you changed those motors?
Yeah, so I've swapped them.
Okay. That's tight.
Yeah, so that's pretty much that. And then my favorite band at the time, still now,
Bam
is
Margera?
Him.
Is it Bam Margera though?
No. This is actually him. Band gets it from.
Oh, okay, from them. Yeah. I've seen that band, him.
So the band Him, and then I just got a diamond.
All right, and what's your most favorite tattoo that you have?
I would say now.
Out of all your tats.
The one where I got our wedding venue. Check it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh, damn.
We got married at Springville Ranch, and it's my 2 kids and my wife in the venue.
Oh, damn. That's crazy. I never even knew that.
Yeah.
It's fire. Who did that one?
Nick Westphal in Sacramento.
You went all the way to Sacramento?
Yeah.
Was that one? How long was that?
This was, dude, he tattoos fast.
Really?
Yeah, he tattooed this in, I want to say, like 5-6 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, it was simple. But
sick.
I guest spotted there for like about 2 days, and then he tattooed me on the 3rd day.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, really nice shop they got.
What's up with this? What's going on right there?
So right here, I got some lettering done that was, it used to say, chase the money or something like that.
Chase the bag?
Chase the bag or chase the money or something like that. I don't even remember, but you could kind of still see the bag and the coins.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right there. Yeah, I pretty much got that. I did an attempted cover up.
That you tried to do on yourself?
No. One of my homies tried it, but it's just like my skin had an allergic reaction to like the what is it called, the lidocaine I had used on it. So I had like my skin wasn't receiving the ink because it was too swollen, and we were just packing it, so it just turned into like this dark, you know what I mean, thing. I'm planning to laser it off so that way I could kind of throw something to blend into this piece, because you know what I mean.
Have you ever got anything else lasered off?
No, I'm thinking of just doing it soon, but this is all I really want lasered off.
I heard it hurts more than getting tattooed. Is that true?
Yeah, they say it kind of feels like popping bacon. You know what I mean? Like si estás cocinando like bacon.
Like if a grease lands on you?
Yeah, if it lands on you, like it's constant, like that.
And what you just
feels like that, and then the smell. They said like the smell is different, but I don't know. I don't know too much knowledge, but I'll let you guys know real soon.
Okay. So did those fools tell you like, hey, you need to get on this tattoo game, or hey, you need to, or just as you watch them keep tattooing you, you're like, I need to try it?
So Rigo kind of pushed the issue.
Oh, okay.
Said, hey, dude, you should start tattooing. You know what I mean? Your drawings are pretty dope. You know?
Oh, okay.
And well, I would say nah, it's cool. And then.
And why didn't you want to? What was holding you back from that?
I just felt like that was a big responsibility, just to like tattoo somebody, and it's gonna be permanent. It's not gonna leave the body. It's not gonna like whatever is there. That's what you get. Like, and you're responsible for that.
You don't want that weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
I never thought about it like that, but it's true.
Yeah. So one day Rigo just got me a machine. He got me like this weird hybrid machine. I can't remember. I think it was like a swash drive or something like that. And then it just sat in my room for like 3 months. You know what I mean? I said, nah, I don't want to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And one time we were having some tallies right there with the homies. Right there, Fernando. He decided to be my first test dummy. The guy with the boat.
Damn, hey, shout out that guy. You're gonna have to buy him a boat one day. A real one. So then what happened right there? He made you tattoo him, or what? You were faded, or what?
No. We were kind of been drinking, but then I said, nah, dude, like let me practice on this orange. Let me practice on myself before I practice on you.
On this orange?
Yeah. So I fucking I practiced on an orange, right? I started tattooing it, and I was like, what the fuck? It's not working. Like, I don't think I had like the needle depth right. So there was like this vato that lived like two streets from us. He was tattooing at the time, and he kind of set it up, and yeah.
Did you tattoo on yourself, or would you tattoo him?
No, I kept back on the orange, and I was like, man, fuck that shit. I just threw it across the room, and I went directly to my leg. I didn't even like say I'm gonna change the needle.
Did you clean the leg?
No, nothing. I went straight.
You got some orange inside of you. Then
I just went like that, and then I went straight like that, and no stencil, nothing. I just started doing what is it? A rose, a stem rose.
Okay.
Yeah, just doing it like that.
Yeah.
I remember blowing it out. Blood was coming out. I remember fucking orange peels or stuff.
Your legs all sticky too.
So
like it wasn't a limb.
Yeah, my leg was like double the size after that tattoo. That tattoo's this small, dude.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
You were swollen.
Yeah, I was swollen, and then it's because I didn't change the needle. I wasn't wearing proper gloves, or I wasn't being clean, sanitary.
Yeah.
The needle, I got it from the smoke shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was like kind of like the corner was open and exposed.
It was already open.
Yeah, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna practice anyways. You know.
And then what happened after that?
So after that, like
after the leg injury,
I tattooed Fernando.
That same night?
Yeah, no, like a couple days after.
Oh, okay.
And then that tattoo took me like probably like 6 hours. Like
and it was something small?
No, it was big. It was out of my like. We should have started with a name or something. No, so dude, the picture is horrible. There is something Vida de los Muertos or something to do with the dead, you know. And it had like a Dia de los Muertos face. Dude, it probably needs a touch up, but he does not want to touch it up. He
wants to leave it?
Yeah, he wants to leave it.
Yeah, it's clean.
And then I did 2 turbos right here.
Oh, yeah?
So he's all into the drifting scene and stuff like that.
And were you surprised with the results?
Actually, yes. At the time, I was just like, damn, I did the shading by the eyes pretty clean. You know?
Yeah.
But now you look at it, obviously, after many years. But it's still one of those things, like, I felt like I was a little ahead in that area of my time. Like,
because you've been drawing for a long time.
Yeah. I shaded that by accident like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You weren't going for that.
No.
You just got that.
I got a good reaction on the eyes right here, and then the rest of the tattoo looked like crap. You know what I mean? Yeah. Blew out the lines, like the lines you could feel 3D, you know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Like went a little too deep, the hand was going too fast, you know what I mean?
And then when did you start like doing it more constantly?
So I started, after I tattooed Fernando, I started tattooing all the homies there in Plainview.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, last name, I got you. Oh, my old lady's last name, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And were you charging or no?
Yeah, or like we would party a lot at the time. We would kind of be like
buy a pack or something.
Yeah, buy a pack and then like shoot a 20 or something.
Yeah. Just something.
It was cool. Yeah, we would smoke weed, you know.
And it was all simple, just line work, like pretty much names. You said
something that I was comfortable doing, because like I wasn't comfortable shading. After doing Fernando's tag, because it was all red.
Yeah.
So
you didn't want to mess with that shit.
Nah. I remember I saved $40 to buy this DVD at this smoke shop in Porterville.
$40 a DVD back in the day?
Yeah, it was $40.
That's kind of expensive, huh?
Yeah, pero I wanted to see what was in that CD.
And what was the title?
There was no YouTube like content about tattooing
at
the time. There was some, but it was like you had to order the DVDs on the catalog.
Yeah.
I didn't have access to the catalog because I wasn't legit.
Yeah.
So.
But what was that CD? What did it say on that DVD? Or what?
So on the DVD, dude, it went how to set up your needles, how to be sterile.
Really?
You know what I mean? I said once I watched that video, I watched it probably like 100 times. I kid you not, dude. Or
how long was it?
Even when I was set up, I would watch it, bro, just so I could set up the way he was set up.
How long was this video?
Probably like about 45 minutes of explanation.
And you literally set it up exactly like
exactly to the T. I ordered every bottle
that he had.
Yeah, I try to find the bottle close to it, you know, or the machines close to it, the needles close to it, because it wouldn't give me the needle brand though. That's what would piss me off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or it wouldn't say the company or where he gets them. But a lot of people would make their needles back in the day. They would solder their needles. I didn't get taught that. I definitely scrubbed tubes pretty much for my apprenticeship, because I did an apprenticeship.
What do you mean scrub tubes?
Yeah, like pretty much whenever you do an apprenticeship, you're pretty much like the shop bitch, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta really put in work, like throw in everybody's trash, like stencil shit for them, break down the station, reset up for their next tattoo.
Really?
You gotta set them up ready so that way they just sit down and tattoo.
Start working.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever they need. Hey, you need something, bro? You need something from the store? I got you. Whatever.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for this, go for that.
Yeah. Apprentice.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So,
so even if you knew you already had a tattoo, you still have to do that?
How long is that thing?
Typically, apprenticeships are like 2 years, bro.
Damn.
2 years, maybe. I've seen some go like up to like 5.
So what determines that?
The shop owner, whoever's apprenticing you, says, "Hey, you got the green light to tattoo." Like, then they'll go to the health department, get you legit, and yeah. So
So
in the meantime, you're not tattooing while you're doing it?
So no, at the meantime, you're tattooing of like I wasn't. So it was kind of interesting because I went seeking in for an apprenticeship, right? And I apprenticed with him probably, I want to say probably 6 months. And then I remember homeboy did not make it to his appointment. You know what I mean? He just didn't show up that day.
What do you mean?
The owner of the shop.
Oh, okay.
And there was about 6 people waiting for walk-ins, you know? And they were all pissed, bro. They were there waiting for an hour. I was just cleaning. I forgot what to clean, and I was just waiting on his direction, you know, for the day. And so I started drawing, you know? And then those people were like, damn, you draw pretty good. Like, hey, why don't you tattoo me? And I was like, hell no. If I touch this right now, like I'm pretty much screwed with my apprenticeship. Like I'm done. I remember I was then I said, all right, dude, they're already been pissed. This guy's not coming in. I'm gonna just take care of it. Leave the money in the station. You know what I mean? Which, dude, I'm up to my last tattoo, which was like a compass, it's like a, what is it called? Like the travel sleeves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With the northeast, yeah.
Yeah, and then I did that, and then, dude, as I'm shading it, he walks in. Yeah, dude. And I was gonna explain for it tomorrow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get caught in the act, you know?
And what did he say when he walked in?
Dude, he fucking just looks at the tattoo, looks at me like serious, like, you know what I mean? Like serious. And then walks out, slams the door. Right? So I finished the tattoo. And I wait for him, I clean the shop, whatever. Everybody's happy. And then he's like, hey, dude.
He came back?
Like, good shit, bro. He's like, good shit. Like, first thing in the morning, we're going to go get you legit.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Dude,
Imagine
like,
you would have never did that?
Yeah, so.
That was probably a test, bro.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, but.
You passed.
Yeah, I was just like, all that practice, and I was like, fuck, I'm just here to, like, just drawing, helping myself to elevate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just took that initiative, and it kind of paid off, but it was a risky move. I could have lost the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And then start square one, and now have a bad rep for doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He probably went and sat.
competitive.
He probably went and sat and thought about it. Like, he was mad at first, but then he's like,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
So then, like, when'd you start, like, actually jumping into shops and, like, you know?
So I got into, homeboy, the owner of Ink Street, where I got my first shot, he started doing portraits. So I liked his portrait work, but then he would be missing for a while, so, like, that's when I branched out. You know what I mean? Because he was he was so busy with other moves, because he was a businessman too.
Yeah.
So, like, I needed to grow as an artist, so I went to Visalia. Maybe a bigger city might have helped.
Mm-hmm.
I met Richard Coleman at Mooney Ink.
Mm-hmm.
He did some portrait work.
That shop's been around for a long time, huh?
Yeah, I like the location. I like the high traffic. We would get a lot of walk-ins there.
Gotcha.
So got a lot of exposure there. And then I want to say about like 2 years being there, I felt like I just needed different advice, if that makes sense. Because sometimes, like, when you're trying to get a certain look, or when you're trying to get a certain sound, like, if you keep doing the same shit, you're not gonna grow.
Yeah,
you gotta really surround yourself with the knowledge you're trying to receive. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So, like, you just bounced out of there?
Yeah, I took off, and then I met...
In good terms?
Yeah. No, we're still cool.
Because how does it work? Like, when you're working at a shop, do they price out your tattoos? Or, like, let's just say you're trying to charge a lot. Are they going to be like, hey, you can't charge that much? Or how does that work?
So, at that shop, it was really competitive, because it was, like, 8 artists there.
8?
Yeah, and at the time, we were all, like, wolves, like... It just depends, like
car dealerships.
Yeah, like who gets there first in the morning to start mopping and shit. Like that's who gets the first walk-in type of shit. So,
that's how it works. Like the first, whoever gets the first, second, third.
Yeah,
you get them like first, second, third.
Yeah, I'd always be there early drawing, dude, or prepping my stencils. So I'd always get like first dibs. But sometimes, like if I was doing good, but homie hasn't tatted like in a week, like, hey, dude,
back him up,
kill this, bro. You know what I mean? You're gonna eat too.
Yeah.
So like it would be likewise. So it was kind of cool. That's where I met like Big Rich and stuff like that. I felt like we were kind of like competitive there. Like we would push each other. You know what I mean? So it was cool at the time when I met him there. I went to Larry Hawkeye Tattoo. Big shout out to him, Manuel Tats on Instagram. He really elevated and pushed me to be more solid. Okay. I felt like I was really scratchy and really like, okay, you need to put that shit in like you mean it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to really saturate the ink. Like,
make it look like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Not like it's forced on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would do these amazing traditional like sticker-like tattoos, bro, and it was just like, damn, that's what he means. He went solid.
Fill up the whole area.
Yeah. So it really lasts a long ass time. Not like it fades out. Like you see tattoos now, it's like, damn, how old is that? 4 years old, and it looks faded. Like,
Yeah, it looks like 10 years old or more.
Yeah. So that's when I really leveled up right there, dude.
How long were you there?
I want to say about a year.
A year?
Yeah.
And then you bounced out on them too?
No. So actually, dude, he let me go because
No, you got fired?
Yeah, he let me go. But
can they do that?
No bad blood or nothing.
Nah.
You know what I mean? But homeboy, it's because I had thoughts of building a shop here in Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was tattooing my homeboy Samuel Cortez, and I was talking to him about the situation, and then what is it called? One of his homies, or I don't know what happened, but yeah, like se fue el chisme más higher. You know what I mean? Like more people started.
And he got mad that you were gonna have your own shop.
Yeah, not because of them, but it's because I was like excited, you know, because I was just speaking about it, and I kind of went behind Manuel's back. You know what I mean?
But is that really something bad?
At the time, I think that's a big no in the tattoo industry.
Like to start your own shop.
Yeah. After getting an opportunity and being so there, and then receiving knowledge. So think about this, like for me, I would feel kind of in the same way. I mean, yo apoyo a todos, like everybody that works with me, you know. Like if they want to open their shop, I'm gonna help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like you don't want to sink a lot of knowledge that you worked 12 years for somebody that just came in. I got 6 months, now you got that knowledge. You skip that 12-year mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know the proper techniques now. You know what I mean? To be a solid tattooer. And it's like for them to just bounce with your knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no contracts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not corporate, bro.
Yeah.
So
but now that you explain it that way, it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if the person cares about you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, instead of pretty much getting mad at that, it's more like, I think, well, what would have happened if you would have told him before? It would have still been the same, or you think you would have felt a little different?
No. I think things happen for a reason, dude, and I wouldn't backtrack it. I think it would have to happen the same way, because
that's what I'm saying.
It's he actually, like, I just stopped by at his shop and just said, like, kill the beef a couple years later, and you know, it was like nothing ever happened. He tattooed me again. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah, so like, and then I tattooed his back. So like, it's cool. Like, he came, showed up love in Lindsay when we opened up. So it was pretty tight, dude.
But that's pretty cool that you went over there as a man to do that. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, but for me, it's like, dude, I don't want to live with animosity with anybody, dude. Like,
and for nothing.
You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's nothing. I don't care if, like a certain homie doesn't talk to another homie, so that mean I can't talk to him. Like, fuck that. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to be real with you guys. Like, I expect you guys to be the same with me. Like, I don't know. That's the way I run. I don't really worry about shit.
Yeah. But just the fact that you went over there, like, you didn't have to.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
And a lot of men, I feel like they lack in that. They lack in, like, hey, my bad, you know, like, there's always a right and a wrong. And when you're wrong, you have to say, my bad, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. Like, if you pulled up, you guys squashed it, it was nothing crazy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if you would have never gone, who knows if he would have talked to you or, you know?
Right.
You saved that relationship.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with work ethic, bro. And, like, I think how you're raised as a kid, too. My parents, like, me daban madrazos for being disrespectful, bro. So, like, it's, like, one of those things that's embedded in me since, like, birth, you know?
So when you got your first tattoo, they were tripping.
Oh, fuck. Dude, actually, they seen this one, bro. And then puse some clothes in to go wash, and then fucking they seen it kind of, like, popping out, like, a little bit. My mom was on the phone with my grandma in Mexico, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna have to call you back."
And what, you forgot, or you didn't
Yeah, I
care?
just forgot. Like the shirt just went up. And
How long were you hiding it before that, though?
I want to say like 3 months.
God! He's trying to say like it's not a long time. Like,
Yeah.
3 months. So, yeah. And then what happened when she seen it?
Yeah, she just seen,
Joel.
okay, no, this is para, you know, it's for gangsters.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
You know, they're gonna say you've been in jail, and I was like, nah, it's a form of art, you know. It's something that I want to represent on my skin.
But she didn't hit you?
Nah. My dad just looked at it and he said, no, estás cabrón, güey. Pídete las nalgas, güey. You know?
Pídate las nalgas?
Yeah.
That's always the one they run to, huh?
Yeah.
Pídate las nalgas? Like, damn.
Like the serious, and then just goes back
Yeah.
into his room, shuts the door. All right. But then they weren't really supportive with tattooing at first.
Because your mom's probably religious a little bit, no?
Yeah, religious, and she would go to church every Sunday. And my dad, you know, hard work Mexican. He's not like nomás se pintan los animales. Dice my old lady says that, you know, he had that mentality.
But what do you mean? What do you mean?
Nomás los animales se pintan.
Oh, okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah.
It's like only animals tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just like it was kind of hard hiding tattooing, and then.
So you hid that you tattooed for a while?
Yeah.
So is that
you?
Oh, my bad.
I'm sorry.
Do you feel like that's the reason why you didn't start earlier?
I want to say no. That wasn't the big case because my parents were hard workers, dude. Like
They were never home anyways?
Yeah. Well, they would work, and we would probably have like 4 or 5 hour gaps, so I could probably knock out 2 tattoos before I get home, you know. And then knock that out, and then go about the day. And then they would start noticing, like, hey, how you get those shoes?
Yeah, you have some money on you?
Yeah, like, hey, how'd you get that, like, that new jacket or that new Walkman or that, that new MP3 player? I think I got the new iPad or the iPod,
Nano?
No, the classic, the silverback.
Okay,
Yeah, the little analog.
Me lo dio mi amigo. Or what would you say? What would you say?
No, I just said, oh, me lo está prestando mi amigo.
See, it's the same thing.
Me lo está prestando mi amigo.
And what?
Yeah, and then,
Eventually you had to break it down to them, or what?
No, they eventually found out, and then my dad was really strict. He was just like, nah, dude, you really think that's something, you know, that you want to represent for yourself? And you know what I mean? He was just looking out. You know what I mean? But once he found out that I left my corporate job,
that's when he was tripping?
yeah, he tripped out. He's like, how are you gonna take care of my granddaughter? You know what I mean? Like he was looking out.
But how'd you feel when you left your corporate job? You were ready?
Actually, it's thanks to my wife. Yeah, dude. So
Why?
like I was fed up with work because I was a manager there at Lowe's, and I was tired of people like complaining over work, and I'm like, dude, you don't know what work is. Like working in the fields, like that shit's tough.
Yeah.
Fucking 100-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just got tired of all that, and I remember I would call in from work to go tattoo.
As a manager, you started calling in?
Yeah, because I had to make some income while I was apprenticing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And they would charge you for the booth when you're apprenticing too?
No. He didn't charge me nothing. He just, I needed to go clean up the shop.
That's how you would pay?
Yeah, and then watch him tattoo for like 4 hours. He said at least watch me for 4 hours.
So then when you quit Lowe's?
I quit Lowe's. I was
How'd you quit though? Like, walk me through the day that you quit.
So
You knew in the morning when you woke up you were gonna quit, or it was a fucking
No. I was like happy, bro. I was helping customers. You know what I mean?
regular day?
Yeah, I was actually doing a sale for like $20K.
So walk me through the day where you quit your job. Then was it one of those days where like you were gonna walk in and be like, "Fuck this, I'm quitting right now," or was it?
Nah, it was a normal ass day. Like I was actually getting ready to sell this big AC job real quick, and then
Through Lowe's?
Yeah, at Lowe's, because we would partner up with this company Linux, and they would do an in-home consultation. I would just get the customer's information. It ended up being a $20,000 job, right? I was working on that. One of the head honchos comes in and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like this store looks like shit. Like you're supposed to be in charge of this. And I was like, yeah, it's getting taken care of. You know, like, don't yell at me right now. I'm with a customer. Like I'll talk to you in a minute, right? While I'm helping on this sale, bro. Like, I finished the sale, fucking go. And then he's like, hey, what the fuck? Like, he just started tripping about the store. But we just hit plan for the store, so I don't know what the fuck he was tripping.
Yeah.
For me, it's about numbers. We'll clean up later, you know?
Yeah.
So
Pretty much the boss the same, pretty sure.
So, yeah, that happened. They had different expectations, so he just started getting loud at me. I took off my vest, threw it at him. I was like, find somebody to close your store then, bro. Like, I'm done. Like, I was that confident in tattooing to leave because I was already getting walk-ins.
Oh, you already had it boiling then.
Yeah, I was already getting walk-ins. But, dude.
What'd he say when you quit, though? Like, what'd he say? He just let you walk out?
No, they came to the parking lot. Like,
because they snap out of it real quick once you quit. Yeah.
So, and then another manager comes, hey, Luis, nah, like, don't leave. Like, we just won't say this happened. You know, Spencer was like,
trying to get you back in.
And I was like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I'm done. Like, at that point, like, I made a call before I made that decision to my wife, and I was like, hey,
this was tripping.
And we just had our kid, you know what I mean? So, like, it was like a big decision.
Damn, it's scary, huh?
Yeah, so it's like that your heart's pumping and you're just like, you don't want to get your like mood in the way of like financial shit.
Yeah.
So she said, fucking quit, you won't. Dude,
you don't tell man you won't do something.
Yeah, you won't. And then sure enough, I was home. I told her I quit. And then, I took off. Dude.
You got home smiling?
As soon as she said yes, like, go ahead. Like, I'll back you up, like, with the tattoos. Like, I said, all right. I had that comfort, like, to just say, la verga, I'm going to fuck this job. You know what I mean? So, it was tight, dude.
You felt like a man that day, huh?
Yeah.
And the next day, going to work, right away, motivated.
Straight motivated. Started drawing more. Then it became really slow. Yeah, then it became really slow. I remember.
How long into you going on your own?
I want to say 6 months after.
So, but right after you were jolly, you were loving it.
Yeah, I was loving it. Bills were getting paid. Our apartment, we got an apartment.
Oh shit!
But after that, bro, fuck, I was to the point where I remember tattooing for baby formula. I would trade.
No.
Yeah, bro.
It got that slow?
Yeah.
Wow. And what, you weren't like gaining clients or you weren't promoting yourself?
It's just I wasn't really set up. Like, even though the advice was given to me, I'll get to there in a minute. I wasn't set up like in my mind to how to keep them coming back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? How to set them up to come back, and it's things I learned years later. But it was really slow, dude. So I remember on Porterville Buy and Sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah.
Willing to trade work for baby formula. And,
are you serious?
It got a lot of love on there. So,
really?
Yeah, there was a dude that gave me was it like 3? I remember.
3 cans?
3 cans.
How much is each one of those cans? I don't have to.
Shit, it was like $20, you know.
$20? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially not having shit, and my car was getting repoed.
Oh,
like, dude. So I was rocking different plates, or like, was it, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Edina sticker.
No, Edina? Like, it's shit fresh out the lot.
Yeah, I was hiding that car, dude, and then, I don't know how I got like another year without getting caught, dude.
Bro. And what, you could have insurance on it and everything? Huh? You could have insurance?
I didn't have insurance on it, bro. Like, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't.
You're freeballing.
I couldn't. So
what tattoo did you do for the 3 bottles?
I did a skull with a compass, and then I did like a map.
And was that for happy? Or?
Yeah, they gave him like a half sleeve. We were there for like 10 hours.
Damn.
And then, he gave me $100 too.
On top of that?
Yeah.
Damn, then you got down. Huh?
He gave me $100, and dude, at that point I just became like, fuck, like, damn, what do I need to do? You know, I sat with my wife down and trying to figure out game plans, and that $100 we bought like $70 in groceries and $30 worth of beer. Flyers. Oh, flyers. Because Instagram, I had just made an Instagram.
Oh, damn.
So I printed out like flyers with Chacon _tattoos and started posting it everywhere. I remember we printed out At Office Max a shitload because that printer did not stop printing, bro.
You remember? You have an image in your head.
Yeah, and I only had $30. I was like, hey, give me $30 worth. That's all I have. You know what I mean? So dude, it was like a stack, bro. It was like a stack.
Shit!
Yeah, the lady was running around trying to figure out how to shut it down.
Oh,
it was still like, síguele. So they gave them to me, you know.
So they give you too much extra. And that was a blessing from God.
It's crazy how things happen, dude, and definitely I gotta thank.
Because if you think about it, one post got you there.
Yeah.
What happens if you would have never posted and been like, well, I'm gonna go apply for jobs?
Yeah.
So people don't understand that one little move can get you there.
Yeah. I got those flyers, and then we went all around town, different cities. We drove around.
Staple them to poles or what?
Staple and poles, soda machines, dispensers, laundry mats, anything you could think of.
Footwork.
Yeah. So like inside the T-Cats, you know what I mean? Like,
you know those people want tats.
So everywhere I could, like we went to the remate, all the cars in the front, the windshields. We did that for the one here, Tulare, Visalia. We went everywhere, dude.
And what was the results to?
So, dude, the first time I did that remate one, I woke up to like 40 text messages.
Wow.
Yeah, 40 text messages, and I kid you not. Ever since I received all those messages, I told myself, like, I gotta treat every tattoo like it's my last. So I gotta make a really good impression to keep them coming back. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, dude, ever since that day, I never stopped tattooing.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then when did you get to the point that you opened your own shop?
After bouncing to so many shops, like, there's so many rules, there's so many this and that. It's their shop, you gotta respect the way things operate. But
was there a shop that you worked at where like people were too drunk or doing drugs and tattooing or shit like that? It's because it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of the culture.
Yeah, it's like every day's a party. That's cool. But at the time now, like I got a family now, I got a wife. Like I gotta ponerme las pilas and move ahead for them, you know. And
you can't be a person like that in a shop full of other kind of people.
Yeah, they're just like tattooing to get the next case or the next one. It's cool, you know. I smoke weed too, but
baby formula.
Yeah. Exactamundo.
Yeah, they stayed in the baby formula section, you know.
So I don't know, dude. Like, it was a struggle, but at the end, after all that, like if you put in the footwork, like you said, like dude, you could fucking reach it. Like people that say it's slow because you wanted to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I always say the same thing too.
Like, or if it's too slow, and your work is cool, like recheck your work. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need to backtrack and be like, why is this person? Or you're not there to compare, but you got to self-reflect in your product that you're giving to the client, because that you might need to switch something. You know what I mean?
Or there's ways that'll become easier or things like that. There's one liquid that you could order that's going to make this 10 times easier, or things like that.
Exactly.
And you're not going to figure that out until you get to the trial and error.
Yeah. Huh. And it's like at that point I just had to do what I had to do to survive. See, no, I was just going to go to the fields. You know what I mean? Like, which is cool, but I don't want to fail in tattooing, and I just ruined a relationship with my father over tattooing. So it's like I put a lot on the line. But years later, I opened up from bouncing shop to shop. The pandemic happened. The shutdowns happened. And I didn't file my taxes. Your boy didn't get no stimmy. You know what I mean? I didn't get no stimmy, nor my boy Mario, Mr. Tattoo 6. Shout out to him. He has a lot to do with the shop opening. So me and him would do Airbnbs and tattoo people out of them. You know what I mean?
So you just rent out an Airbnb and then promote that you'll be there?
Yeah, even though everything was shut down.
Oh, that's right.
We would do that. We couldn't promote that we were tattooing because CDC would revoke our license and whatever that case was. But yeah, we got to some cases where we almost got caught up, bro, by CDC.
Really?
Yeah.
They were looking out for that or what?
Yeah, because we were renting a barber shop. at the time. I don't want to give out details, but
yeah. You straight got hit with it.
Yeah, well,
The Plainview came out of you, huh?
the homie owns 2 barber shops, and he rented me one since he was doing the same. And he rented it out, and then we kind of set it up like painters, like we were just there like to paint, and then so we would have like the tarp, and it was tarp the same way the 3 months, 4 months we were there, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we just made money out of that spot, dude. He did me a solid. He was renting it out for like $900 a GM.
Damn.
So he kept us working, you know. And then we saved up money, and then I was able to open up here in Lindsay. I found a spot. You know what I mean?
Cool.
We had moved to the apartments here in town, and I would always drive in Lindsay. Like, what spot can I find? You know. At first, I was gonna be over there by New Look. Next to New Look.
By the Grove Theater?
Yeah.
By Lola's Tacos?
Yeah.
Shout out Lola's Tacos.
Yeah, Lola's Tacos.
It's not there no more. Rest in peace, Lola's Tacos.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not.
They're opening a bakery now.
Yeah, it's not there no more, but that shit was fire. Open till 5 in the morning.
Damn.
They're fire.
See?
Yeah. So then you open up your shop here, and like, you've came out on TV, or you've came out as a judge on the shows, and you've done a lot of competing now, and like, when did you want to jump into that field?
So, I mean, I was just tattooing here, and you know, there's no shops in Lindsay, so you're kind of like it's not that competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're pretty much the only spot.
But aside from that, like it's cool because I was able to kind of vibe with the team that we built the shop together with. You know what I mean? So like we would push each other. We would say like, hey, what needs to change? You know, me, Mario, Paco, like we kind of have meetings every month and kind of check each other's work. And we're pretty cutthroat with that. That's how we're able to elevate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah, you want something to show on that meeting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you want to get judged to hear different opinions.
Right. Pero like a Band-Aid, like not sugar coated. Like it has to be pretty blunt. You know what I mean?
Like this nostril's way too big for this face, or like pretty much things like that, right?
And I expected the same way, and those two, like they know me, like they know exactly like how to check me too. You know what I mean?
Fire.
Like,
but when you competed, was it something that you wanted to go compete, or was it something they hit you up like, "Hey, we want you in this competition"?
Oh, so for I did a show with Mr. Reyes. Shout out Mr. Reyes in Phoenix, Arizona. He contacted me to see if I wanted to be one of the judges for Tattoo Warriors.
And that was your first one ever?
Yeah, that's the first show I've ever been in, or you know, any type of way like that.
Okay.
So I think that was like, you know, pretty nerve-wracking, you know.
But how is it? Did they pay your trip, or did they pay your hotel?
Yeah, so the homie took really good care of everybody, you know. Everybody, you know, so many artists got flown out there. You know, Mr. Reyes knows how to have party out there, you know.
That's right.
Shout out to him. So, but yeah, he hit me up and said, "Hey, I got a good opportunity for you, bro, if you want it." And then I gladly say, "Hell yeah, like, let's do it." And then I actually took his seminar 2 years before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I guess he's been using me as an example of the growth.
Oh,
in
shit.
the work. So like a lot of the growth recently has been because of Mr. Reyes.
So it's been like one of those things where like you studied a person, or you pretty much got knowledge from a person through a video, and then you eventually were shaking his hand and doing business, working with him.
Yeah.
And how'd that feel when you met him?
When I met him, it was cool. Like, he's like super real. So what you see on the videos, that's the person you get. Like, it's not like a two-faced person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's genuine, and you could read genuine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a cool vibe. He said he used me as an example to his class because he teaches seminars of how to do cover-ups, and that's how I became to learn cover-ups.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And it was cool. It was kind of like an honor, you know, that somebody like, you know, that high up in the game, like, to kind of like notice you. You know what I mean? What
category do you judge, or where do they put you at?
So it's not by category. It's just like different perspectives. So like there was the homie Tattoo Angelo, Daniel Rocha. Yeah, there was a lot of like big icons, Green Avenue was out there. You know what I mean? So like those are big names in the game, and for me to be one of them as an opinion, to me it was like, do I really deserve to be there? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know. I felt like I don't know. Like I feel like I have a big opportunity compared to these guys. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, "Nah, dude. Like I want you here. Your word will be well respected here." So that was like, damn. Like I kind of like just felt good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fire, bro.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fire because a lot of times when you're the one doing the work and you're the one, like, it's never going to look perfect in your mind. It's never going to look to the T, you know, how you think.
Right.
But then again, like, other people that are watching from the outside, they're giving you your credit. They're giving you your flowers. You're getting called for a reason, you know? And it's your progress. Like, you know, I feel like a lot of people might not know how big you are in the tattoo game, you know? But to go to Arizona, to get flown out to be a judge, and how many contestants were there? Was there a lot?
Yeah, so I believe there was 8.
8 judges?
No. There was Angelo. It was like 4 judges, and then Mr. Reyes.
And then how about people competing?
Competing, there was 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Well, this is a TV show then now.
Yeah, so it's on YouTube. It's called Tattoo Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how was it? Were you embarrassed?
Dude, the first episode, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty like nerve-wracking being part of something like that, like a production.
Why? There's like cameras everywhere on you? Or how was it?
Yeah, homies have cameras, different angles. Like, they'll be capturing you because you're mic'd up the whole time.
Dang.
And they just capture moments of you interacting with these artists, the clients, you know, and asking them questions genuinely of how you feel. You can even give suggestions, you know what I mean?
While they're tattooing?
Yeah.
So it's like a highly interactive show. Like
even showing techniques, bro, on there. So it's
yeah.
any upcoming artists watching this, like I would highly suggest tap into Mr. Reyes' YouTube channel.
What is the channel called, Mr. Reyes?
Mr. Reyes Inc. Yeah.
And it's called Tattoo Warriors?
Yeah, Tattoo Warriors is a show, but he also has a lot of information of how to teach tattoo artists learn. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty cool. Little tips and tricks, you know.
Clean. And then this convention that you just did in Visalia, how does that work? Do you just like people walking by you tell them, hey, let me tattoo you, or do people book you for that day, or how does that work?
So yeah, you could either make it. I mean, there's different ways of how you should treat an expo. Some people want to make money. You can make money,
and that's by walk-bys and
yeah, like that expo. I didn't really make money. Like I tattooed like what was it 16 hours that expo, but
Damn.
I didn't make any money. I just
it was more promo.
It was more like to show people what I can do, like out there meeting new clients, like meeting the artists, like that way you see what it looks like there in person rather than Instagram. You know what I mean?
Filters could help.
Yeah,
Catfish.
You see that motherfucker right there.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
You know, I feel like that's where you can really see, okay, this stands out. Like,
Did it, and like respectfully, did any other artists come up to you and were like, hey, you know, I always see your shit? Like,
it's insane, like just the amount of love of all the homies just coming to the booth saying what's up, you know. I was in my zone because I was trying to finish before the competition, so I was like kind of hard to take breaks and stuff, but yeah, it was like, it's really fast paced at conventions, you know.
Yeah.
You're always on a time limit.
People are up and down.
Yeah. But just getting connected because you'll meet people from different states. There was a bunch of artists from different states in the convention in Visalia, so I highly recommend it. Notorious Tattoo Expo next year. Make sure you guys tap in. You know?
Right. All right, man. Well, I think we pretty much covered a lot of it. Is there anything? Oh yeah, I had another question. What's the weirdest spot you've tattooed?
The weirdest spot
Or got asked to tattoo?
I want to say the armpit, dude.
Inside the armpit?
Yeah,
The whole thing?
like on the armpit, dude.
And they asked you, and what'd you say?
Yeah, it was like, what was it? It was like a peacock feather or something like that, dude. You know, I was like, dude, I'm not trying to tattoo that, you know. That's one of those spots that are hard, you know, to tattoo.
To get the ink to back in there.
Yeah, and he wanted it with color, bro. Dude.
And what'd you have to tell him? You denied it?
Yeah, I definitely denied it, and Then he came back like all drunk, like a couple hours later. Like,
No.
This motherfucker want to do my tattoo, and I'll give him $500. And I was like, $500. I was like, all right, let's do it then, bro.
Oh shit! All of a sudden, armpit's not that bad.
Oh, let's get it, dude. I fucking tore that guy up. I think, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Yeah.
What's the weirdest tattoo you've made? Or
Yeah.
The weirdest tattoo that I've done.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I want to say, I don't know. It's like two chicks came in and they wanted a equal sign, but it was like not equal. It was like a line with a squiggly one at the top, and I didn't know what that meant, you know. And then I asked them like, "What does that mean?" They're like, "Oh, it's because we're equal, but we're different." You know, I was like, "What the heck?" Like,
You're still not picking up what you're putting down.
I was like, what the heck is that? Like, all right, like, cool, whatever. I just thought that was freaking weird, dude. It was awkward.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Equal, we're equal, but we're different. I don't know, but it looked kind of weird, bro. Like, I don't know. It was like a line with a squiggle. I think that was kind of weird. And then I tattooed my homie, and it was 2 stick figures on his thigh, and it said "in the balls" on top, and then it's a stick figure kicking another stick figure in the balls.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was done.
So, do you regret any of your tattoos?
No, I don't regret any of them. If anything, it's like a life lesson, or I learned something off of it. You know what I mean? Of what not to do. You know.
Do you have any advice for the people who are thinking about getting their first tattoo?
I would say about getting your first tattoo, just be relaxed. I would say do your research. Make sure that you do some research on your artist. Make sure you look at their healed work. Make sure you look at some healed work in person. I would say that. And make sure that you see somebody that does original designs. You don't want somebody that just is a production artist. You want a tattoo artist.
What does a production artist mean? What does that mean?
I feel like a production artist is more like, okay, like a customer comes and brings you a snake, and then to copy that. Copy right off of Google. Copy right off of ARM. Like, I think that's weak, you know?
So, like, if someone comes up to you and tells you, hey, I want this snake, what are you going to do?
I'm going to change it in my own way. So I'm going to actually, like, try to figure out that same style, but draw it in my own way, to my style. I don't try to change my style because I'm not comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like, I already know what my sauce is. You know
Yeah.
So I needed to look my sauce, and if I can't come to an agreement, then I'd rather suggest somebody that can do it for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you do that a lot?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I have to, bro, because, like, I'd rather not. You want to capture someone's vision, but sometimes, like, they got like unrealistic things where I've never done before, so I don't feel comfortable doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like for example, mandalas, or like a traditional eagle across the whole back. I'm not going to tackle that. Yeah. That's a specific way of how to do it. I'd rather tell them, hey, it's better you go with manual tats. Yeah. It's traditional, or I'd rather you go to mossy. You know what I mean?
So what would you suggest people come to you for?
So it's large scale black and gray. Yeah. So I do tattoo 2 different styles. It's black and gray wash in the darker form, and then it's I also do opaque grays and then cover ups. That's what I specialize in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And when you say black and gray, does that mean the whole image is black and gray? Like tones of black and gray?
So black and gray is like different ratios of black mixed in, diluted with still water. You know what I mean? So you get different gradients. So you use pretty much the open skin as like the brightest part of the tattoo. And you know what I'm saying? So you're pretty much using it. It's kind of like working with white on black paper. Like, think of it like that, you know? Using the skin tone of your skin tone, the brightest source. Yeah, and you start working it that way. I like working dark to light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go light to dark.
Yeah, they build it up. But for me, it's like, I feel like it creates too much trauma that way. Rather just get in there and create less trauma on the client.
Has anybody tapped out on you?
Yeah, plenty of times, dude. I would say, like, you'll sometimes get like these fresh out of like high school, like, I want to give them a sleeve type of thing, and they can't even sit for the forearm. Like, It's crazy, dude. Yeah.
And what do you do in that situation? Like,
Well, yeah, you just gotta find a good stopping point. Like, I don't use numbing cream. I can't fuck with it because it messes with the skin. It messed up my skin right here, so that's why I said.
oh, that's what happened
Yeah.
there. Mm.
So I tested on myself before
Yeah.
causing a problem for somebody else, you know. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So when these guys tap out, do they still pay the full amount, or do they come back?
No.
How does that work?
No, you just prorate the time, dude, and you really think like, how much did you really spend today? Like designing and tattooing, prep work, whatever.
You charge by the hour then?
Yeah, usually they tap after the 4th hour, so it'd be like a half day instead of a full day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Charge them. Minus their deposit, so their deposit goes into their tattoo. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So they
So
still
that's not
got
too
like
bad.
their credit there, you know. So I mean, tattoos are really affordable. Like, well, there's more credit options now, but good tattoos ain't cheap. You know what I mean? Good tattoos ain't cheap, and it's like something.
And cheap tattoos ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really do your research, guys. Like, make sure that you guys pick a really good artist.
You have a payment plan or not? Or do
Actually,
you have like a pricing list somewhere?
so on my website, ChaconTattoos.com, there is a gift certificates that you can buy that don't expire. There's a promo running real soon. So you pick increments. It's I think 300, 500, 1,000. You can only use one per appointment, right? So let's say you buy 1,000. You're gonna get 1,500 towards the tattoo session. You know,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I'm gonna give back more for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you have a payment plan, like you.
Yeah. So
Let's just say I want the $1,000 one, and I want to give $100 payments a month.
Yeah. Let's say your project costs 1,500. Like, you only gotta pay what $500 the day of your appointment. So
that's cool.
by the time your appointment comes in 4 months, 3 months,
You'll be ready.
yeah. And you kind of break it up in payments like that, and 2 payments, boys.
Oh, okay.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
So,
But the more back-to-back days you book, the lower the rate goes each day. So you save more by getting more back-to-back days.
okay,
You know what I
okay. So you're talking big pieces?
Yeah, so
Like,
like
we're
a
gonna
full
do a-
outer sleeve in 3 days, like, you know what I mean? Instead of being 23 or 1,500 a day, like, it could be cheaper. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because you're booking consecutive days to fill it and connect it all in.
okay.
You know?
Okay. That's cool. All right, man. Well, thank you for coming in today. We appreciate you and everything you've done. Hopefully we can do some stuff for the community soon once you're,
Absolutely.
Once you're ready.
Thanks for having me, dog.
All right, man.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Check them out on Instagram, everything else. You want to give them your stuff?
Yeah, it's Chacon_tattoos on Instagram. It's Chacon Tattoos on YouTube. And that's pretty much all I rock with. So thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys. Follow us at Dark Alley Movement. We're going to keep doing it. Let's get it.